My husband sat alone with his attractive coworker during our party and tried to hide it from me, so I checked the ring cam footage and now he is fuming. Trying to condense this down as much as humanly possible here. We had a small get-together this past Saturday evening with several of my husband's coworkers. One of his coworkers is an attractive girl, let's call her Jess. My husband has a group chat with himself, Jess, and 2 other coworkers that he's close with. I'm 7 months postpartum and while I've lost some of the baby weight, I'm still struggling with the body changes having a second child brings. It's also worth mentioning that I have really struggled with Jess and her being good friends with my husband. She is very attractive. Her presence spotlights my insecurities, and even though I've never had a very specific reason not to like her, she makes me feel uneasy. I have voiced my unease to my husband. My husband has been very forthcoming about some of the content of their group chat or their conversations from going out to lunch together. He sees this woman every day. She's split from her husband and has been sleeping with multiple men that they work with, some of whom are also married. I've tried to be friendly with her and really tried to put my own insecurities aside when dealing with her. I felt as though we were making decent progress, up until Saturday. I spent the first 3 hours of our party holding our 7-month-old and finally he fell asleep. I laid him down in his room and stepped outside to grab a drink from the cooler on our porch. When I opened the front door, I realized that my husband and Jess were sitting alone together on the porch. I climbed up and immediately shut the door and tried to play it off like I was not bothered. They came back in shortly thereafter and I went back outdoors alone to collect my thoughts. It struck me that I could pull the ring camera footage and I opened the app to do so. My husband walked outside while I was sifting through the ring cam and became extremely upset with me, stating that what I was doing was unfair and that it showed that I did not trust him. A 20-minute argument ensued. Well, yesterday I finally watched the ring camera footage. My husband had stepped outside to vape and she followed suit. She comes outside and the motion triggered the camera. She says something small about how she just wanted to come sit on the porch for a few minutes. Before she can say anything else, he looks at her and says, although I don't know how wide that lens reaches but there are probably just plumes of smoke hitting the camera and the sound of me coughing. She starts laughing, then looks dead at the camera. Her demeanor shifts dramatically and she doesn't continue talking, or at least not that was picked up by the camera. The footage ends there and only resumes when he stands up to get a drink, which was after I opened and then closed the door. I'm trying not to overthink this. I asked him last night if he could understand how him specifically calling out the camera to her before she can say much else was very weird. He says he agrees, that it was weird of him to do, but that he did it out of fear that I would be upset over something. I'm feeling heartbroken. At a complete loss for words. The last time I had an experience even remotely like this was with my ex, who was in fact cheating on me at that time. Editing to add, I shed so many tears last night after our conversation. I feel more insecure and uneasy than ever before. I told him that this has ripped a hole in our trust, and that him being hyper-defensive about it initially felt like he was hiding something. He swears up and down that he loves me and our sons, and that there is nothing inappropriate going on between him and Jess.